Your entire life has been a lie. Product market fit is absolute bullshit. Here's what you need to learn, and we're gonna talk about it in this video. So let's talk about what product market fit is that you hear every founder talk about. And I and my co-founder went the exact opposite route of that. We went the opposite route of product market fit. We took PMF and we said, fuck this. And within 1 year, we built a $50 million company. Handwriting is not my strength, but building high valuation companies within 1 year is. So how the fuck did we do this, but did not do this? Like, how does that even make sense? So let me tell you about this. This is a very common trap. Most of the times, you are forcing yourself to build something you think is gonna help somebody else, but you're not really fully sure about what it is. So I'll tell you a little story. How we came across our product is we were initially inspired, and I've told this story before, but I'll tell you now, is Cliff Weitzman. He's the founder of Speechify. They have like 100 millions of downloads, and they're like the top 10 apps on the App Store. And when Tim Cook, the current CEO of Apple, was giving a speech and the presentation, he had Speechify like right next to him as one of the apps that he was showing and highlighting. So like Speechify is a crazy big app, and it's text-to-speech, so it basically reads books to you. And the founder of that company, I was talking to him, and he was using his product constantly on the call. Like when we were on the first Zoom call ever, and he gave me some of his time to basically, because I was like very inspired by him. I watched a podcast with him and Ali Abdaal, and I just thought this was one of the most inspirational guys I had ever met. So I sent him a long email. He was like, cool, like let's get on a Zoom call. And I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. I'm gonna be on a call with Cliff. Like I was losing my mind. So I'm on a Zoom call with him. And on that call, he is, and what's crazy is he's like connecting with everybody. So like 10 minutes before he got on my call with me, he just had gotten off a call with Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast is also one of my like role models that I look up to because his work ethic and his ingenuity, and I'm like, this guy is fucking amazing, right? So I'm talking with Cliff, and in the entire call, me and Nas were talking to him. He keeps using Speechify, his own product, constantly. And I just remember like literally being envious of him on the call, because I had built a lot of courses. I had made millions of dollars selling courses and digital products and, high ticket products. And I was like, I'm never using my own course. It's like, I'm the one who built the course, so why the fuck do I have to use it? So like, I'm not using my own product. And I'm like, damn. And then even the few software things that I had built, I really wasn't using it that much. It was just solutions that I had a feeling that the market needed. And I kind of built these Me Too copy products that I had heard that these make money, and they were making us money. And I was like, oh, like I'll just build this, right? Like everybody who gets into e-commerce just like copies how this one person is doing, and they kind of just replicate the model. So I was kind of doing that, but in the software world. And I was like, product market fit, like it was some kind of product that people had a need for, and they were buying it. And I was like, oh yeah. But then internally, I was just like, fuck this. Like, I don't really care about this. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. It's like, I'm just building it for somebody else, and I don't use it. So I was like very, very focused on product market fit. And I kept finding out, that like internally in my heart, it just never felt like the right thing. And then when I was listening to Cliff on that call, he looked at us and he told us, hey, stop worrying about product market fit. What you need to worry about is product founder fits. And that was a crazy discovery for us. Product founder fit. So what that basically means is you're not building the product for some ethereal, intangible market, some random, amorphous, faceless person. You're not doing that. You're solving the problem for you. That's what you're doing as product founder fit. You're building the product for yourself. And so every other product that I was building had been for other people. This product was for like me, not even Nas, who was my co-founder. When we initially like came up with this thing, and when I came out of the basement and I was like, holy shit, I have a fucking MVP for this. It was like, I was just trying to solve my problem, which was copywriting and like around content. And I'm like, you're never gonna believe this, Morty. I was like, woke up like this, and I came up and I was like, this is the most genius idea I've ever had. And then I shared it with Nas, and then I had to make sure that I pitch him and close him because he's the integrator, and without him, it wouldn't come to life. So I needed his buy-in to that, and then like once he was bought in, then we brought it to life. So like I needed him for that. But this then logically, and then in the hard times when our product wasn't making any money, so for example, in 2024 May, we made $500. It allowed me to persevere and go. And Nas and I spent $40,000, but we made 500, right? So we made no money, we're just losing money. And we're debating between whether we're gonna sleep in his parents' basements or he's gonna come sleep in my parents' basement, and then we're gonna work from there. Because we might not even be able to live in San Francisco at this point, right? So 2024. And then you fast forward a couple of more months, and then we made like $800, and then we made like $5K. So it's just like no money. And we're just like bleeding money month after month. And it's like, what the hell is happening? But then eventually we persevered until like in 2025 when we hit like a $500K a month, right? So when you think about this, you quickly realize like, holy fuck, right? This is a worth it product. But how did we wait to get to this point? Like, we were not making any money. We had no validation from the market. We had nothing. I'll tell you why. Because we kept using the product. And we were like, this is a good product. We use it almost every day. And I just remember going, the market is retarded. Like, there's something fucking wrong with the people who are not buying. It's not us. There's literally something wrong with these people who are not buying it. I don't know why they're not buying it. It's so good. That is what led to us having such a strong conviction where we persevered through these really hard months. And then eventually we got to the months where we actually made money, made profit, made cash, and didn't even need a venture capitalist to do it. And I'll explain why other benefits there are. So like one huge benefit of Product Founder Fit is your conviction is like through the roof, which I would say is the most important thing, because when you're in the early fragile days of an idea, when the idea is a baby, it's very easy for the baby to die. It doesn't really have a developed immune system yet. It like can't feed itself. It can't like walk or breathe on its own that well yet. So it's like there are a lot of ways it could die. And so it really needs to be protected. So it's like in the starting days, if you have even tiny bits of conviction that's not there, you're just not gonna do it. You're gonna pivot to something else. Another thing, Poppy was a completely like unique idea. Like nothing like this existed in the world. So we were going after something that wasn't even tested in any market. It wasn't like Europe was doing it. We were like, we need to bring this to the US, It wasn't like that. It was just something completely new. So we had conviction as a result. The other actual benefit is feedback loops are tight. Tight or short feedback loops. And I'll explain why. So when you're doing product market fit traditionally, you're like on some fucking Reddit trying to figure out like what's the problem people are feeling and experiencing. What's the problem a 49-year-old single mother is experiencing as she's raising her child? Oh, like, is this weird type of bra that she's supposed to wear? Or is this weird type of thing she's supposed to buy? So you're like imagining really hard what the solution she might need. And then, like, so you read some article, okay, so you research, then you like start building this thing for a really long time and spend a lot of money with the developer, and then you build a prototype and blah, blah. Now, once you're done with the prototype, now you gotta go like find a 49-year-old mom to like get on an interview with. That'll take you a lot of time. You'll spend a lot of time trying to find her. Then you find her, then you get on an interview with her, and then she gives you feedback. but you don't know if it's like, if she's giving you feedback and she's like, oh, this is a great product, but it's like, is it actually really great? Meaning, would she actually pay for it? Or does she just like it? So you don't really know that. Is this something? So then you're like having to figure that out, but then you get feedback from her, and it's like that takes a while for you to get the honest truth. And then you go back to doing some research, and then you go back to like building. So like feedback cycles they happen after either days or months. Now, on the other side, product founder fit. You are the market. You are building it for yourself, right? So I write the code, and then I like sit there and I look at it, and I look at the button that says generate content, and I'm like, I don't think we should have a button that says generate content. I think we should have a box where you can type in what you want your content to be about. I just like immediately get my feedback. So it's like almost instant. Then I sit there and I have it make content, and then I look at it and I'm like, is this good content or is this bad content? I'm like, this content is kind of shit right now. Immediately, I actually get another piece of feedback within like one session that I'm sitting there. Then I work on it and I make an iteration, and then I look at it and I go, okay, now this is actually, holy shit, this is actually really good content. So now I have another piece of feedback. Like the feedback loops are so tight here, whereas they're loose here. They take forever because you're not building it for yourself. It's so hard to know what the fuck that thing is even. Here, it's so tight. I know if it's wrong. I know if it's good. I know how to judge it. I know like what I will be using, what's actually valuable for me truly or not. Like if I would actually pay for something or not. Like you know the truth from inside of you. And so the feedback loops are just so much tighter, right? And it's like this giant circle, right? But it has like hundreds of touch points of feedback within like each, and this is like you're getting this feedback on a minute per minute basis, if not days basis, right? So if you think that learning is just a bunch of points of like it's just volume plus feedback, there's so much volume here of the feedback, right? Like here, within the same time span, like over a day, I'm learning like 70 things. And here in a span of a day, I'm learning like maybe one thing or 0 things. So then, if each day this is happening, within a year, this product is gonna be like 70 times better, right? Or in a day or in a month, this product's gonna be 70 times better, and this product's gonna be like 1x better, okay? When you think of a computer like AlphaZero, which is a chess engine that taught itself to play. It's built on neural networks. It doesn't do any calculation like the traditional way you would think of like brute forcing calculation. There's other chess engines that do that like Stockfish. But AlphaZero played with itself, it's funny, for 24 hours straight. Holy shit. And within 24 hours, so initially it never knew how to play chess. Then for 24 hours, it just played with itself like chess games. And after those 24 hours, it was the best chess player in the world. And it could beat any human player. And then within 48 hours, it was the best chess engine in the world as well. And it could beat any chess engine in the world. That's how AlphaZero learned. By a high volume and feedback. So volume, meaning it played a lot of games. And 2, feedback, it kept looking at the games and go, did I do good or did I do bad? And it went, that game was bad, that game was good. There's just a ton of touch points. So it was learning, quote unquote, 70 things per day, or 1,000 or 1,000,000 things per day. And so you could actually condense that learning into one day and take over like another grandmaster's learning that they'll learn within 20, 30, 40, 50 years and literally become better than all of them. It's a volume game. And so with Product Founder Fit, the volume of learning is just so much more massive that the product becomes so much better. Like 70 times, 100 times, 1,000 times better than when you go the traditional product market fit route. So, tighter feedback loops, conviction. This is still similar to point two, but this is just like a way better product. Okay, better product. And I think these are honestly like pretty core things. I would even go far as to say like you get a blue ocean. So I'm gonna put 4 here and I'm gonna say blue ocean. And what happens is you get like a unique product, okay? Because when you're just solving a genuine problem that you have that doesn't exist, because I went to solve this problem and I tried to buy anything on the market that existed that could solve it. Nothing existed, so I was like, fuck that. I'm just gonna build my own solution for this. That's why we did what we did. And because I was just trying to find a unique problem of mine that did not have a solution, like by default, I kind of ended up building a blue ocean. So with the product founder fit, you'll end up doing that. Like today, I was on a call with a girl and she needed YouTube coaching. She's tall, she's black, and she wants to build a YouTube channel, and she's into fashion, okay, and makeup. And she says that for her, she likes to do fashion, but the problem is whenever she goes to stores, she can't really find clothing that's like the right fit for her off the shelves because she's like 5'9". So she's tall as a girl. And that's hard for her to get clothing. I didn't even know that was a fucking problem, right? So I'm like, oh shit, that's actually kind of cool. And then she's sitting there and she's like, I love fashion, but I don't know how to make money off of it. In the entire year, I made this channel, I only made like $93. And so we're sitting there, we're brainstorming, but I'm like, okay, forget about all the other makeup stuff and sponsorships and whatever. Like, what problem have you solved for yourself? And she's like, I learned how to do really nice fashion, but as a tall girl. I'm like, okay, great. Are there other tall girls that might have this specific problem? She's like, yeah, actually, yeah. There are a bunch of other girls that are tall that like probably have the same problem. I'm like, great. You think you can solve this problem for like specifically tall girls? And she's like, yeah, I can do that. So I'm like, okay, why don't you just become a fashion designer for tall girl entrepreneurs? Because they'll have the money, they're tall, and then they need to do fashion for themselves. And so like any girls above 5'8" or 5'9", just by being so specific about the problem we're solving, we're kind of creating a blue ocean. Like how many other people do you know that specifically work with and solve the problem of a tall entrepreneur female in fashion? Like not many people. And then we started coming up with crazy viral content ideas and a vision. I was like, imagine a world where one day you're the world's #1 fashion designer for the tallest girls in the world. So I'm like, imagine literally like Guinness Book World Record or like NBA female players. And imagine you make a video on, you take like NBA female players and you make videos on them and go, these are the 5 mistakes like she's making with her fashion. This is what she should do instead. And then you break these down. It already has virality in it. It already like is hooking people and they're super engaged and interested. And then it's already attracting females because females are watching because fashion related. And then in there, you can tell her what she should have done instead. And then you say, by the way, if you like this, like click below and book me as a fashion designer, and then just charge them like 2K a month, 1K a month, 5K a month, whatever. And then with literally 2 clients or 3 clients, because she was making 4K a month at her accounting job full time. It's like probably 2 or 3 clients, you would make like 6K a month, and you'd be making more working with like cool people, maybe female basketball players, and helping them design, do fashion, solve tall girl fashion problems, and make a lot of money. And she was like so excited. She's like, hell yeah, that would be amazing. So blue ocean, product founder fit. It wasn't a unique problem that we were trying to solve for like some random fucking ethereal, amorphous person, some Reddit person, like her friend. It was a problem she has already solved for herself. And she continues to solve it every day for herself. For the rest of her life, she's gonna be solving that problem. So you better fucking believe she's gonna be so damn good at it. So then why not just help other people along the way solving her problem? Like, I built Poppy just to help me, not for anybody else. It was like a very selfish thing. It just so happens to help other people, and they didn't have any other solution besides Poppy, so it ended up becoming a blue ocean. The girl example I gave you, that example, right? She's gonna think about it. Even though it's not software, but just apply it, right? Does she have conviction in it? Yes or no? Fuck yes, she does, because she solved it for herself. So she has crazy conviction because she went the product founder fit route. Does she have tight feedback loops? Yes, because she's dealing with that problem every day. And when she wears a piece of clothing, she immediately goes like, this doesn't feel right, or this feels right. She doesn't need to like wait for a fucking survey to come in from SurveyMonkey to go, oh, look, this works or this doesn't work, right? Number 3, is it leading to a way better product or service that she has? Yes, because she's consistently working at it. And then number 4, like, it's creating a blue ocean. So this is why product founder fit, I believe, is the way to go, especially in the world where you feel like every idea you ever want to do is done, every video you ever want to make is already like made, and then everybody just tries to like kind of copy each other and then get into red ocean, which is not a unique market, not a unique moat. And it's also just like less fun, in my opinion. So if you want to have fun and build $50 million companies in 1 year, I would say, no guarantees, but just check out Product Founder Fit. I think it's fucking cool. Damn, that was some fucking sauce.